Welcome to Cyber and Tech with Dre, where we talk about cybersecurity and the latest in technology. Today I'm really excited because I have a guest here who is going to talk about the iOS 17 update. And it's very important for you to update your devices because it keeps you with the best features and it also gives you the necessary security updates. So, without further ado, let me introduce Ryan. He's going to talk about the updates for the Apple iOS 17.
Thanks, Dre. As a fan of Apple, I'm excited to talk about these new updates. Today I'm going to talk about 5 new features that come with the iOS 17. The first feature is the lock screen, next is the home screen, next is changes to messages, bug fixes with FaceTime, and other changes.
So, Ryan, thank you again for joining us today. I heard that first one, so tell us a little bit more about what's new with the lock screen for this update.
So some of the significant updates to the lock screen is that you can customize it, link it to focus modes, and with certain ones, they all have unique features. So for example, the astronomy one, if you give it location access, then when you turn off the screen and turn it back on, sometimes it will show a green dot of where your location is on the Earth. It's also optional, so they don't force you to give away your location, and Apple doesn't have access to it. So,
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So, let's move on to the next one, which is it the home screen?
it is.
Okay, talk about the improvements with the home screen.
So, some improvements with the home screen are actually quite similar to the lock screen, but it has also focus modes, which can get rid of distractions and minimize certain apps. Like, for example, you can pick certain apps to send notifications to you while you're in that focus mode and apps that can't. So if you're at work and you're in a meeting and you only want certain apps to send you notifications, then the focus modes could help you with that.
Awesome. That's pretty awesome, Ryan. Now we're going to move on to the other features. So we have changes with messages, you said, Ryan?
Yes, and some of those changes are edit messages and unsend messages. For example, sometimes when you're sending a message and you accidentally make a typo and you can't delete the message or edit it.
Yeah.
Now you can do that. So it really helps if you misspell a word or make an error. So that's one. Those are the features of messages that iOS 17 added. So
this means if I make a mistake, like if you're trying to talk to a hot chick to get her out on a date and you make a mistake, then you can correct it quickly so you don't look like you're not smart enough, right?
Right.
Just joking. All right, so we're moving on to the next feature, which is, what's the next feature? You said we had bug fixes. What are bugs?
So basically, they're things that make your device glitch, and sometimes they come from certain apps. So iOS 17 fixed some of these bugs in FaceTime. So for example, with the screen share, now, because before it used to crash sometimes, so they fixed that, and also they made it so it can work with other apps instead of just crashing.
Oh, so this means that people will experience less disruptions when they're using FaceTime?
Yes, and they can also share their screen with the other person that they're talking to, and they can watch movies together on FaceTime and do other things.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So what are the other changes that you mentioned? That's probably the last thing that we're going to talk about on the list.
So it's security features that iOS 17 added and improvements. So One of these security features is communication safety, which helps with explicit photos in messages that are could be accidentally or purposefully sent, and it blurs them out. And also we have Safari private browsing. Safari private browsing is a new feature that iOS 17 brings that allows you to so basically it can help stop hackers because they have to know you personally to do it, because they have a template that allows you where you have to put your fingerprint. If you're out of a tab too long in private browsing, you have to put your fingerprint to get back in. So that's a good way to stop people from getting your information and getting your gift cards and spending your money and fraud and so on.
Wow. Well, after this, you have me pumped up. I feel like I want to go get an Apple device. Although I am typically biased to Android. I'm sorry, guys. But this was very good, Ryan. Thank you again for sharing this information. So our next topic, we're going to go deeper into the security aspects of that update. So stand by for that. And thank you again for tuning in. And we look forward to bringing more content to you. Remember to click that like button. And if it's your first time, just hit that subscribe button as well. And share in the comments what you think. Any last thoughts, Ryan?
I just wanted to say that if your grandfather or grandmother wants to get a new phone, tell them to get the iPhone.
All right. Shameless plug right there, guys. Thank you again for watching. See you in the next one.